Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Wild Your Garden. And firstly, apologies for the delay in the lack of videos of late. It's been a very busy time for me. I've been all up and down the country installing wildflower meadows, the sowing season, and the mowing in a way. The hay cuts are now all finished, bar one or two very late ones that I'm yet to do, but yeah, I'm pretty much there. I've just been installing lots and lots of wildflower meadows and ponds all over the country, so busy time, but lots of stuff coming up for you guys, so stay tuned to the channel, and thanks for the continued support, those of you that have been following me for a while. But in this video I want to talk to you about one of my all-time favourite trees, and that is the wonderful silver birch, which you can see a few of over there. These are a real pioneer species, and they are known as a pioneer species because they're one of the first trees that will actually colonize new ground, or if let to grow, if an area is just left, silver birch are one of the first trees to make the most of that situation. Hence why they are here on the edge of this woodland. This is a 4-acre site that I manage in Hampshire, where I have just recently done a video on a common lizard that I found that was rather docile in the cold temperatures, so really good to see. I'll put a link at the end of this video so you can have a look at it. I'm back today planting some devil's bit scabious for the marsh fritillary butterflies that I found on this site. So yes, really exciting stuff, and I can't wait to get those planted. But today is about the silver birch. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite trees, as I say, for many reasons. Firstly, it's so quick at establishing. I know I've said about it being a pioneer species, but that means that it's moving into a site of its own accord very quickly. But when I say quick at establishing, I mean quick at growing, and I mean quick. Now, these things, I've planted them before in my own garden at about 4 foot tall. They're very soon 20 foot within 4 to 5 growing seasons, which is absolutely fantastic, which means great potential for bringing birds into the area in a very short space of time. In my opinion, it's not worth investing in massive trees, because they take so long to establish. Sometimes they can sulk a bit trying to get their roots established. It's best to plant smaller as a bare root whip. They really can establish a lot quicker and actually outgrow larger specimen trees, because they just have so much more vigor when they're younger, and they can take to a situation better. So that's one of the reasons that I absolutely love this tree. And secondly, and this is why I wanted to show you this today in the sunlight, I mean, this example here is actually, although I'm not far from the M27 near Southampton, you can see the quality of the air is always an indicator here, because the lichens that are on this tree, I'll put a couple of close-ups now, just absolutely stunning. Just this whole main bowl of the tree absolutely covered in lichen, absolutely gorgeous to see. I'm going to lose the sun in a minute because there's a bit of an ominous cloud coming over, but I wanted you guys to see these trees in the sunlight and at this time of year. Birch, obviously a great tree and really good all year round, and I'll explain a bit more in a minute, but this time of year you can really see those fabulous silvery white stems, which of course is the main identification factor of these trees. You know, they are well, as they say on the tin, really, a silver tree, but they really are cracking. And I mean, what I love about them is, even in the summertime, the tops of these trees, as you can see, are very light, very airy, so obviously they let a lot of light through. They're not like beech trees, which are very densely leaved, which shade out a lot of areas, and beech understories in woodland can be very almost void of life, but silver birch, they're a light, airy tree, so they let light pass through. So for a small to medium sized tree in a back garden, you could do a lot worse than planting these. Now, in terms of the wildlife benefits, well, I'll start with the age first. By the way, the age of these things, they can live up to about 80 years old, so they're not a very long-lived tree, because they're sort of a live fast, die young species, hence why they're a pioneer species, but they are a great one for establishing in a garden. It's going to get a bit wet very soon, I think. The sun's just vanishing behind a rather dark cloud now. Anyway, I will get this video done for you. So the trees themselves are really good. The seeds, for example, are good for attracting siskins and lesser redpoll to your garden. And the leaves themselves are very attractive to a lot of moth species. So actually silver birch is a really good one for getting caterpillars into your garden in the form of the moth larvae, which in turn brings in blue tits, long-tailed tits, great tits, many other species as well. So a really good one for that. And again, one factor I want to show you of this birch I have got down here, which is really good, and I find this a lot in woodland settings. This stem is actually dead, and you can see it's peppered with woodpecker holes. So the great spotted woodpecker will often use birch as a nesting site, as will green woodpeckers. So a really good one for them as well. Obviously the dead wood is very attractive to a lot of fungus as well, which is great. And the tree itself can actually be coppiced, which a lot of people don't realise about birch. When it's younger, especially if you did it when it's this age, it just wouldn't come back. But from an early age they can be coppiced, so they can be managed in a good way for wildlife. It's starting to rain here and I'm going to get a bit wet in a minute, but there's a couple more examples. I don't know if you can make out over there. I'm going to head for some trees, but yes, I think that pretty much sums up the video, guys. Sorry, camera lens getting a bit. This is when the not so fun side of being a landscaper in December comes in. Let me get out of the rain. Well, the sun has now come back out, so yes, crisis avoided, just about. Nice blue skies. So I'm going to get on with some planting in this nice afternoon sun in a moment. But yes, so just to recap on a few more points about the birch, one of the insects that I forgot to mention that is synonymous with the birch is the buff-tip moth. Now, if you've ever seen one of these are absolutely incredible. I strongly recommend you go and Google them right now, because they are designed to look, the moth themselves, exactly like the end of a dead piece of birch. It is remarkable just how much of a resemblance they have to a dead birch branch. So do check those out, the buff tip moth. And also the birch tree has actually had over 300 species of insect recorded to use it from, moths, aphids, everything else. So a really good one, as I say, for the insect value in terms of this tree itself. Now they are very good at attracting wildlife to your garden, and along with the lesser redpoll and the siskin, greenfinches will also eat the seed. I forgot to add them earlier, but I hope really that's given you some inspiration as to why you should plant one of these trees. They will grow in most conditions. They are incredibly hardy. I've seen these in some very rough rock faces, on moorland settings, very windswept conditions, along with rowan trees, or the mountain ash as it's commonly known. So they are very tough, and they will grow in most conditions. So a great one for wildlife. They'll grow almost anywhere, and they will attract lots of birds in particular to your garden, and provide great cover, nesting potential as well if you get the odd rotten limb. So I can't sing this tree's praises enough, and very quick at establishing. You won't be waiting 50 years like you would be for an oak tree to establish in your back garden. So silver birch, if you haven't got the hint already, get one in your garden. And thanks very much for watching, guys. Really hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks for bearing with me during these busy times. Christmas break coming up very soon, so yes, I will be taking a couple of weeks out, but hopefully January I'll have a lot of time to get some more footage on the channel for you guys, some more videos, some of the projects I've been undertaking all around the country. So thanks very much, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. And if I don't speak to you before, have a good Christmas. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.